Hello and welcome back to Abandoned Mines of Pennsylvania. So we've touched on acid mine drainage before, but figured I'd show you a pretty good example of it. We are here at what appears to be an abandoned slope. So we've talked about drift mines before, where if they find a coal outcrop that is fairly horizontal, fairly flat laying, they just follow it in from the outcrop. On a slope, it's going to go down at an angle and either intercept your coal seam or coal vein, or it's going to follow one down. And this is fairly popular in the anthracite region because usually anthracite coal lays at a steep pitch. You can see the tracks are running down into the slope. These pipes here would have been used for pumping water out of the mine. You can actually see they used rail to help reinforce this concrete. Another piece of it down there. But now that the pumps are shut off, the mine is no longer operating and hasn't in quite some time. The water is filled up and is now outflowing into the creek. So this is a really good example of what some bad acid mine drainage looks like. You see this bright orange staining? It's coming from everything that acidic water is picking up out of the rocks. I'm not sure the exact story on this location, but if you could picture back when this was operating, this is where your mine cars would be coming up and out of, hauling men and material in and out of the mine and hauling coal out of the mine. There probably would have been a big hoist house back up here somewhere back before all this was now just comb banks. If nobody knows what a comb bank is, so as they mine this coal, they're also digging out slate, rock, slaty coal, stuff that's not really worth it to send to the breaker, or the breaker has tossed to the side and ends up in these large piles. If you're not from the coal region, you've never seen one, Pennsylvania has a pretty good way of making mountains out of this stuff. And so if we look here, this is all just slate material. There is some coal in it, like with this piece here. There is burnable material in this. And so what can happen is these coal banks can catch on fire, either through somebody setting it on fire, through a bonfire, campfire, brush fire, or they can also spontaneously combust in certain areas. As the coal sits out on surface, it starts heating up, and it acts just like a mulch pile and can generate enough heat to spontaneously combust. Coal banks are a big problem for acid mine drainage as well. All this material sitting out on surface in the weather, getting rained on, snowed on, everything else, creating an acid mine problem. I think it's safe to say here that this old slope is the biggest source of our acid mine issue right here. So there's with the volume that's being output here, this would be one that'd be kind of hard to treat with a passive system where you just kind of set some limestone bedding up and leave it. You can see the quantity of water coming out of here is pretty substantial. And like I said, this heads just right down into the creek. It gets carried away. We just had another stop today and just figured I'd show everyone this. If anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them. Try to get them answered as soon as possible. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope everyone has a good day. Thank you.